the shadows, down low. You don't know what I'm going through, don't know what I'm going through. It's down low, down low. You don't know what I'm going through, don't know what I'm going.
Hey, welcome back TPL Nation for another draft analysis. And in this one we got the Red Spark Vikavolts, coached by Belle Delphine himself. And so he's returning as apparently he won a championship in season 1 or something like that. So he's going to come for our throats. So you guys have the right to know what to expect. So we got Rotom here. So I got the Mo because it's one of my favorite things to counter all these water ground types that's coming around, because water ground types ain't exactly a switch into the Rotom Mo. Heat and Wash are good too, but I just prefer Mo. So this thing, it does all kinds of things. Rotom in general just volt switches on you. It can Thunderbolt on you. It can Will-O-Wisp you. And then the fourth move really depends on like what it is. So for Rotom Mo, it's going to be Leaf Storm. And like, this is a really good Pokemon, especially in draft. You don't know what's coming every week. It's got Levitate for to get rid of the electric type weakness. So pretty much you just kind of have to hope that you plan for the right Rotom, because this Pokemon is just so hard to prep for. It can be 3 different forms in my opinion. I don't really mess with the fridge too much, so it's either the lawnmower, the tub, or whatever it is, the washing machine, and the oven. And I like all 3 of those, but yeah, I'm partial to the Mo myself. We go down, we do see a few things. It's got Defog, which could be dope. Hex to go with the Will-O-Wisp if he wants to run that. Nasty Plot could always be interesting. Pain Split's annoying as heck. Move down through. Thunder Wave's also annoying. Trick could definitely come out from a Rotom. Choice Scarf Trick maybe. But you go down through, not a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. We do see Rising Voltage, so maybe if it gets on electric terrain it can bring the pain. But that's just about it for Rotom. But I mean, it does amazing stuff. It's bulky, it's annoying, it cripples stuff, it hits really hard. Rotom's a good Pokemon. We move on to Big Bad Mamoswine. So let's be real, you already know you're running the band. You're probably gonna run Thick Fat. I mean, you could run in Oblivious to not care about Intimidates. But really the only things you really need on this Pokemon are Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Earthquake, and maybe Stealth Rock if you want. You could just run Superpower and just call it a day. But this is just like a Piloswine, but it hits really, 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 really hard. Like Mamoswine's an awesome Pokemon. We're gonna scroll down. We see a few other things it might be able to use. High horsepower gives it that ability to still hit hard in like grassy terrain. So that's what's up. It gets knockoff. So to be honest, I kind of like knockoff over the Stealth Rocks. Let's get that out here, because I love knockoff. That's like my favorite move. It's my favorite move, and it should be yours too. That move good. So we roll through. You do have that Stealth Rock option. Mamoswine is a decent rocker, I suppose. Superpower could be lit. But Mamoswine is super good. You could always run Choice Scarf Mamoswine as well. You miss out on a lot of damage. Like Choice Band Mamoswine just hits like a freaking truck. You know, there's not a lot of things that wants to take like a Choice Band, Earthquake, or Icicle Crash from Mamoswine. So it's a really good Pokemon. You can't say enough about Mamoswine, but unfortunately I have to move on because I'm pressed for time. Next up we got Noivern. So Noivern, really good Pokemon. Since it's already fast, I believe it has like 123 base speed. Yes, 123 base speed. I like to run the Choice Specs myself. Choice Specs. Frisk is nice. You could run Infiltrator, but like I actually like Frisk in Draft League format because you get to know what your opponent's items are looking like. Information against your opponent's always super useful. So I like to run Draco Meteor, Boom Burst, and I guess you kind of get walled by Steel types, so you could go Flamethrower at that point. Your last move could be up to you. I know this thing does get U-turn. You don't have to use it on a Specs variant. It does get Defog as well. But really it's just up to you what you want to throw in that last move slot. You could probably run something like Hurricane, you know, just in case. But yeah, this Pokemon hits pretty hard, pretty decently well, with 97 base special attack. You throw a Choice Specs on it, it hits a lot harder. So you see it's got a few things it can use. It's got Focus Blast to hit specially. This thing could Dynamax and be annoying. It's got Moonlight, oddly enough. Leech Life, which probably won't come out. But Shadow Ball's interesting. Another interesting special move for it to use. Tailwind's nice. Some Tailwind support could be interesting on this. Like I could see like a Tailwind U-turn variant, just to set up the Tailwind and U-turn out. It would be pretty cool. I see some other things, but not really anything worth noting. Hyper Beam's there, Sky Attacks, whatever. Solar Beam, whatever. If you did Dynamax, you at least get pretty good coverage with this thing with Focus Blast and Solar Beam on there as well. But yeah, Noivern's a pretty good Pokemon. You can also run heavy duty boots on it. You don't have to run choice specs. If you're afraid of like entry hazards, you can run boots on it. So not something too crazy right there. And then we'll move on to Gardevoir. So Gardevoir is pretty decent. It's got middle of the road speed, but it hits really hard too. It's got Calm Mind. This gen it did get access to Mystical Fire. It's got Moonblast. Psychic is always good. I know it gets other good stuff like Shadow Ball and Energy Ball. So, you know, anything like a Life Orb variant or maybe an Assault Vest variant if you just want to like take advantage of Gardevoir's super good special defense. But this thing can be really bulky, hard to deal with. It's also got Healing Wish support, so that could be something to keep an eye out for. Knockoff might be interesting as like a niche item removal, pure item removal. Taunt is on there too, oddly enough. Thunderbolt, but I really like this Pokemon. It's just like maybe an Assault Vest special wall or you know, a Calm Mind sweeper, but good luck sweeping with Gardevoir. It's just not that fast, and knockoffs everywhere. But I don't have to tell Dolphin this. He knows it. Like dude, I guarantee he probably a better battler than me. So like we move through with Gardevoir, and I'll just take a last look at the stats. You know, it is really good on the special defense side for the Assault Vest. So I would like this as a special wall. You know, Fairy Psychic. It's not weak to a lot of special attacks. I mean, you gotta watch out for Shadow Ball. But other than that, it's probably gonna soak up like an Ice Beam that might be going into Noivern. Mamoswine's right there too. It's gonna be really good for eating a Fairy hit. That might be going off into Noivern, so you just got to be careful. You just got to watch your back on this Gardevoir. I'm pretty sure it does get access to Recover as well, so you just gotta. Oh, it does not get Recover. Okay, interesting. I must be confusing that with like something like Alakazam. So, but I know it gets Draining Kiss, so you got to be careful with this thing. It could be very annoying. It hits pretty darn hard, and it can tank hits on that special side. Alright, so apparently this man won a TPL Season 1 with a Togedemaru. So, dude, this thing can just be super annoying. It's got Iron Barbs, Lightning Rod, or Sturdy. I feel like any of these abilities has the ability to be annoying in its own right. Togedemaru is ridiculously annoying. It has stuff like Nuzzle, Iron Head, just all stuff. It gets Zing Zap. So, like, basically, you just don't want to. You just want to stop your opponent from moving with crazy moves like this. If you're running Iron Barbs, you throw a Rocky Helmet on there, man. You know, Togedemaru isn't going to take too many hits with its defenses the way they are. But to be honest, if you don't want to worry about that, you could even just run Choice Scarf. I remember I did draft Togedemaru, and one of the sets I was looking for was a Choice Scarf Togedemaru with like Zing Zap, Iron Head, and Nuzzle to just be super annoying and flinch out the opponent, just para-hacks everything for the life of me. And next up, we got Porygon 2. So Porygon 2 used to be on the Augusta Agrons, and this Pokemon is insanely bulky. Like, it gets access to Recover, it gets Bolt Beam coverage. Like, the thing is just super good. It gets Bolt Beam coverage, it gets Tri-Attack for stab, but honestly, you don't really need it. It gets really good abilities in Trace, Download, and Analytic. Personally, for Porygon, I like to run download, just because you can look at your opponent's team and kind of say like, oh well, what would Porygon be good against? And if it's good against something that has a crap ton of like physical defense, then Porygon comes in and it gets that special attack boost, and all of a sudden you're firing off like crazy powerful ice beams and thunderbolts. It's already got 105 special attack. So it is really dependent on the Eviolite, which is like the only thing that's kind of working against it. But Porygon can really be a good member for the team to support it as well. It does get access to stuff like Trick Room, stuff like screens. It gets teleport in this generation now. It gets all kinds of crazy stuff. Trick could be interesting, but I don't know where you'd use that. But Porygon 2 can be annoying. It can be a real pain to deal with. It's a good Pokemon, and I know this dude's probably going to use it to that effect. So we move on to probably one of his premier Dynamaxers, and that's going to be the Passimian. And the problem with Passimian, the thing with Passimian that it has against over like other Dynamaxers, is its Defiant ability. So there ain't no Intimidate in this, there ain't no Charm in this. They like pretty much your only way to stop this is going to be a burn, a paralysis, something like that to really put the pressure on this. But it gets pretty good moves in acrobatics and close combat, and then being a fighting type, it gets all kind of crazy coverage moves like Earthquake. I'm pretty sure it gets knockoff, Iron Head, Gunk Shot. So if you're a fairy, don't think it's safe. Keep moving down. It's got like U-turn, Toxic Taunt, Superpower. Those are like more niche moves. I feel like if we're going to be seeing like a Dynamax variant, this is probably going to be close to the moveset it's going to run. These last two moves can definitely change, but I feel like acrobatics and close combat are just going to be there to stay. But yeah, this thing's going to be a problem, because I've went through and I've talked about stuff like Icy Wind and Intimidate and Charm, and none of that stuff's going to work on Passimian the way you think it's going to work. So definitely watch out for this Pokemon if you're going against the Red Spark Vikavolt. So don't think it's just going to be an easy win for you. And next up we have Orbeetle, and Orbeetle can do a lot of things, but I think with the banning of Baton Pass on this season, it's really going to be a good screen setter, I feel. It's got really good defenses and HP, so I think the best thing it does is like really a support set with screens and the sticky webs. Because with sticky webs on it, all of a sudden stuff that has lackluster speed like Gardevoir and Mamoswine are like destroying you, like because you can't outspeed them. Like I don't want to think about a webs team that has Mamoswine on it. That's pretty scary actually. But it gets other good moves like Bug Buzz, Expanding Force, Giga Drain. Really good Pokemon all around, I think. Shadow Ball. Sleep Talk could be interesting, like a Rest Sleep Talk. That'd be kind of weird, but who knows. You see all kinds of weird stuff in TPL. Trick Room is interesting, so he does have another Trick Room option here. And don't forget, Trick Room on a Pokemon just doesn't mean to set up Trick Room. It also means to take it down. It's a nice anti-Trick Room move to have in itself. So as you keep moving, you do see some other stuff like Hypnosis and Imprison. I know we have seen moves like that. I could definitely see him bringing like an Imprison set, maybe against a Clef Key or something like that you know is going to set up screens. But yeah, this can be a very annoying Pokemon in its own right. It is very bulky. I do believe, it does get Recover. So, this Pokemon can stay around for a long time. And just overall provide support for the rest of this monstrous team. I really like this team. I'm going to be real. It has great synergy, and after just going through it, it like made me even have more respect for this team, because like Rotom's super hard to predict. Mamoswine is crazy, like hits crazy hard. Noivern's pretty good. Gardevoir's good. Togedemaru is freaking annoying. Porygon 2 is really annoying. Passimian's a threat, dude. Passimian is a threat. Orbeetle can support the whole squad. I feel like Orbeetle is like that extra sauce that really just supports this whole team and takes it to a new level. I'm gonna give this whole team as a whole a 7.5. I really like this team. I think it can go far. It doesn't help it that it's under the management of the old champ himself. So you got to be careful with this team running around. It's definitely going to be an issue, and I do remember in the pick'ems I went for the other team, and now that I look at it, I might actually want to change who I picked, because this team is very scary and very annoying to try to deal with, try to handle. So we'll see what Dolphin has to go with. We'll see how his season goes, but he didn't become the season 1 champion because he was a bad battler. So we'll see what that has to go, and I'll catch y'all next time. My name is Ryan, Ace Trainer Ryan. Peace out. I'm a little tired, but I'll get over it. Bye.